One of the things when I look at his game, especially when he played next to Bradley Beal, Satoransky himself is a very low usage player, and a lot of times Bradley Beal, handled the ball early and often, and I see that dynamic fitting in pretty well with Zach LaVine. Can you expand a little bit in regards to that, and how do you see him fitting with maybe Zach LaVine, and was that role similar, do you think, as how he fit with Bradley Beal?
Well, yeah, it's an interesting question because that was kind of a battle between Satoransky and the coaching staff for several years. He always saw himself as a point guard because he played as a point guard at a really high level in Europe. And the Wizards wanted him to be able to play more off the ball as a two guard and as a three. And at first, Satoransky was pretty reluctant to do that because, like I said, he always saw himself as a point guard, but he ended up being more accepting of that. And I think the reasons why the coaching staff wanted him to play off the ball were pretty clear. He's good on catch and goes. He's a much better shooter when he's not off the dribble. If you look at some of his advanced shooting stats on NBA.com, going back several years, for the first 2 years in his career, I don't think he made a single shot off more than one dribble. So he's kind of a catch and shoot guy, but has at least from three, he has an accurate 3-point shot. It's just he kind of needs his feet set. But we saw him improve playing off the ball because he can do that, and he's a versatile defensive player. I think that's what the Wizards might be missing the most from him because they're going to Ish Smith and Isaiah Thomas, and Tomas Satoransky, with his size and his anticipation, was a pretty good team defensive player. Definitely kind of played within the system and did a good job of that. So I did see some flashes with him and Bradley Beal, him playing off the ball. But I also would honestly say that I don't think the Wizards ever really found the perfect role for Satoransky. After his first year, Trey Burke ended up becoming really good in New York, right? And when he was here, he was the point guard, and Satoransky was kind of the two. But I think in hindsight, everyone who evaluated that team realized that the Wizards probably should have reversed it and had the ball in Satoransky's hand and Trey Burke playing off the ball, because he ended up, kind of resurrecting his career by doing that. So that's why Satoransky's tenure here in Washington is so interesting, because I think people wonder if there's unfulfilled potential and whether he was ever actually used correctly.